I connected the VM to boot from the ISO image which is downloaded from Cisco's website. So let's continue and boot it up. You have the available boot options. In this case, we are going to choose the number 1 to go ahead and proceed with the installation of the ISE with keyboard and monitor. Since usually it takes lots of time, I'm gonna edit this video, I'm gonna pause this video, and after the packages have been installed, I'm gonna come back and proceed with the installation. Once it's done, we are gonna go to the setup mode and configure DNS, NTP, IP address, and the mask. So whenever you see this login page, the ISE installation is completed. You have to type it in setup in order to do the bootstrapping of the ISE. By just simply typing setup, you're going to go to the boot process, enter your host name, and afterwards your IP address regarding subnet mask, your default gateway, your DNS domain name, primary name server. For the reasons of high availability, it would be recommended to use 3 name servers. And afterwards, enter the NTP server regarding to the time. It's really important to know that you have to have NTP and the DNS configured correctly in order to go ahead and continue with installation. Because the network devices should be recognized and they should resolve the IP address and the names together. For doing that, you have to have an appropriate DNS server. In this case, we are going to go ahead and enable SSH. In this case, I'm going to leave it as default, which is the admin. And here in this stage, you're going to configure and enter your password. My recommendation to you is going to be, if you're in Germany or Austria, don't use any C or Y in that regard, because of the layout of the keyboard. There's going to be a little bit complicated. You're going to just type that wrong because you're not going to see what you're typing in this case. As you can see here, it's all black and we cannot see what we've just typed in. And after the password is set up and checked, the ISE is going to bring the interfaces up and go ahead with the installation procedure. Another thing regarding to the password, do not use any combination of Cisco because of its weakness. So any hacker which is gonna attack your network, brute force your network, is gonna use some combination of Cisco, because most of the network engineers for the first time is gonna set it in the Cisco 123 or something like that, similar to that, and it's gonna be really weak. Cisco in the new codes of ISE push the policy, and it's going to prevent you from using any combination of in the password field. In this stage, I'm going to pause the video and allow ISE to install all the packages. So after the installation is completed, I'm going to use in order to SSH into the device, and afterwards we're going to check the running configuration. We're going to use admin before password, and there we go, we are in. Here we can double verify the host name, DNS server, name servers, all the IP addresses, masks that we apply, default gateway and the time zone, NTP server. There we go, everything is good. And the verification of the NTP server, show NTP, it looks great. So for the application, we are going to use the GUI, graphical user interface, to verify if the ISE is working great or not. By typing your IP address there and accepting the self-signed certificate, you're going to get access into the device via GUI. Here in this login page, the same username and password, and after that you're going to log into the device. Cisco Smart Call Home Telemetry. Next. And one of the requirements for installing ISE and using and configuring ISE via the GUI is going to be you have to have the flash. But in the newest code of ISE 2.4, the flash is gone. After that, you're going to get a license warning. In fact, by default, you're going to have 90 days of evaluation license. So everything is going to be for free for 90 days, and you're going to use the ISE. For the future, you're going to buy base license, plus license, Apex license, or device admin license. And there we go. After that, we are going to prompt with the ISE dashboard. Under administration, you can see under systems deployment. Here you can deploy your ISE nodes if they're going to be the PSNs or the PANs. Policy administration node. In the tab of admin access, you're going to define what kind of admins have the privilege into SSH or accessing the device, and you can enable roles. Here you can set the name, set the description, first name, last name, and the regarding email address in order to contact the ISE administrator. And that was it, and that was a wrap up of ISE installation. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next workshop.